Freedom and beauty to all. I am the Technomage and welcome back to She-Hulk Review Episode 6. And let me tell you, there's no beauty on this piece of rubbish. So let's get to it. We begin the episode with Jennifer opening a package which is an invitation to a wedding and a request for her to be a bridesmaid. And she's talking to Nikki because Jennifer is going to be out of the office for a while attending this wedding. And she wants to go because it's the wedding of an old high school friend whom she hasn't seen for a while and whatever. And Jennifer herself breaks the fourth wall and says, yes, it's a self-contained wedding episode. So yes, it's more like a self-contained, meaningless episode because, spoilers alert, nothing happens on this episode. Nothing of value happens on this episode. So she goes to the reception rehearsal and she goes as She-Hulk with the one of the dresses that the superpower couturier made for her on last episode, and everybody's complimenting her on, wow, Jennifer, you look so incredible, but the Lulu, the bride, is not happy with this because she feels that Jennifer as She-Hulk is stealing her thunder. So Jennifer says this is going to be an episode of Just Jen. And yes, it is just Jen. Meanwhile, we have Nikki that for now is working as the paralegal of Mallory, the other colleague of the superhuman law division at the law firm whom we saw last episode representing Jennifer in her countersuit against Titania. And well, now they are representing Mr. Immortal. Yes, by the way, I'm going to leave this here. This is how Mr. Immortal looks on the comics. Yeah. So, well, Mr. Immortal wants to hire the Superhuman Law Division to handle his many divorces because Mr. Immortal apparently is immortal and has lived a long time and has been married many times, and all of his ex-spouses are now suing him, and he needs, obviously, legal representation. The problem is he has some kind of extreme exit strategy for his many marriages, which involves him killing himself and faking his death so he can just move on with his life. And in a outstanding show of unprofessionalism, Mallory and Nikki starts berating him and judging him and calling him names and whatnot, and he jumps out of the window. I can't blame him. Seriously. I wanted to do this so many times throughout this episode. This episode is like 28 minutes long. It took me like an hour to watch it completely because I was pausing so much throughout the episode because the dialogues were just awful. So anyway, here we see Mr. Immortal doing what I wanted to do during this whole episode, and apparently he is immortal because he jumped from like a 10-story fall and he landed on a security minicar and he's alright. Meanwhile, back at the wedding rehearsal, Lulu asks Jennifer about her life. What has she been doing all these years, and she starts saying, I'm a lawyer, I work at one of the biggest law firms in the country, and now I have superpowers. But Lulu says, no, I don't want to know about that. Are you dating somebody? Do you have a partner? And Jennifer says no, and Lulu says, oh, sorry for you, but don't worry, you still have a little time. And by the way, she made an emphasis on little when she's told Jennifer, you still have a little time, like she's saying that Jennifer is getting old, and that she's wasting her time not finding a partner. By the way, I want to make this clear. It is a woman who tells her this, not a man. So thank you for not portraying another toxic man berating Jennifer for being Jennifer, because this was a perfect opportunity for that. So anyway, Titania is back. Yes, she is crashing Lulu's wedding by dating one of the groom's friends, and she's here obviously to exact some kind of revenge from Jennifer because of last episode. And she pretends that she cares about Lulu, about her wedding. It's obviously not. She tries to antagonize Jennifer and whatnot. I don't care. Oh, and some guy starts hitting on Jennifer, like out of nowhere. Really, really awkward. Oh, and Lulu starts abusing Jennifer once again because she asks her to help with the cleaning outside of the main hall because all the other employees are quitting because guess what? The bride is abusing them and behaving like a spoiled little expletive word. I'm not going to say it. I don't want YouTube to flag me or something. Anyway, back with Mallory and Nikki and Mr. Immortal. Here are many of his ex-spouses. Mr. Immortal has been getting around throughout his very long life, and they are discussing all the insensitive things Mr. Immortal has done to all of them. And Nikki and Mallory take a minute to talk in private to once again berate him in a very unprofessional way when they should be working on how to give him the best deal possible, because they are his attorneys and that's what he's paying them for. But now, of course, we have to talk down to the toxic man. So back at the wedding, the bridesmaids are joining in on abusing Jennifer, asking her to watch the groomsman's shirts, and we discover Jonathan. By the way, I forgot to mention this. Jonathan is supposed to be the groom is Jennifer's plus one, because all the bridesmaids are paired with one of the groomsmen, or however you say it, I don't know. And Jonathan, who I assume is Lulu's pet dog, is Jennifer's plus one. By the way, that bride wedding dress is horrendous, and the bridesmaids' dresses are awful. Seriously, the costume designer for this show doesn't deserve to have a job, honestly. So anyway, back with Mallory and Nikki, Mr. Immortal settles on paying everyone a large amount of money out of the wealth he has accumulated throughout his very long life. And of course, the ex-spouses start fighting with each other about who gets more money. Why are we getting all the same amount of money? I deserve more than you. Blah, 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 blah. Back at the wedding, Jennifer got drunk. And back with Mallory and Nikki. Nikki actually manages to defuse the situation and reach a settlement with each and every one of the spouses in a actually very efficient way. My applause to Nikki. So Mallory is actually impressed that Nikki manages to settle with all of the ex-spouses and compliments her, and Mr. Immortal tries to apologize, but of course nobody listen to him, because who wants to listen the toxic man? So back at the wedding, Jennifer's trying to reach Bruce, and then this guy, Josh, I think was his name, Jonathan or something, once again is hitting on her, but this is cut short because Jennifer is throwing up because she has been drinking too much on her human form, not on her hog form. But then Titania appears and sucker punches her. And after an exchange of words, Jennifer holds up. By the way, I haven't mentioned this before, because on the last 5 episodes I'm actually have been capable of overlooking this because it doesn't bother me that much at the beginning, but now I've noticed this. The CGI work on this series is horrendous. It's rubbish. As I said before, it didn't bother me that much because I'm kind of old and I grew up with bad CGI. Alright? Some of you complain about bad CGI, oh, this thing is not 4K. You just adopted the high definition. I was born in low definition, molded by it. I didn't saw high definition until I was a man. So anyway, we have this wedding fight, which, by the way, it sounds more fun than what we actually get, because the fight between Jennifer and Titania, it's boring. It's so bad. It is bad. So they are fighting. Titania sleeps and falls face first on the floor, and she breaks her teeth, and that's actually kind of sad. I mean, I actually recall when I saw her teeth. I mean, this is actually kind of bad. So anyway, she leaves, and then Lulu enters, and now she likes She-Hulk because she's drunk, and the wedding continues. Well, back with Mallory and Nikki, they are celebrating about their victory, and they continue berating Immortal Man, Mr. Immortal, because, oh my god, this toxic man who is afraid of commitment and intimacy, because all men are like this, and blah 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 blah. They discover in this Intelligentsia social media or something, some like subforum, this is kind of like a parody of 4chan, and they discover the subchan of She-Hulk, and they try to enter, but you need to make an account, and Nikki makes an account of filling the application form with all the toxic man things she has heard for the last year or something. She pretends that she's a toxic man herself, and she is admitted into this forum, and they find there is a forum for She-Hulk haters. And yes, corporate memes. Somebody at Marvel created these memes, and they are pathetic. This is corporate Disney, corporate Marvel trying to be modern and hip. It's pathetic. So they realize that this actually is kind of dangerous, because there are not just bad memes about She-Hulk. There are also death threats about She-Hulk, and people asking, how do we kill She-Hulk? Somebody has to kill She-Hulk. Somebody please kill She-Hulk now, and whatnot. And Nikki is worried because this is really aggressive, but Mallory says, nah, it's fine, it's just a bunch of trolls on the internet. By the way, this is also a parody, a satire of all the actually righteous backlash that Marvel and Disney have received from the real fans of Marvel for this horrible interpretation of She-Hulk. But anyway, of course, but now who cares? I'm just a troll. No, don't mind me. Don't listen to me. My opinion doesn't matter. So Mallory says, it's just a bunch of trolls. There's no need to worry Jennifer even further of what she's already worried about her life with these trolls and whatnot. But of course, Nikki can stay quiet and she calls Jennifer and tells her everything. But it's just voicemail because Jennifer is still flirting with this guy at the wedding. But somebody apparently is spying on them, and we have this secret laboratory, and they receive a message from Hulking, the admin of the She-Hulk hating forum, and we see somebody preparing a drill syringe alongside a broken drill syringe that we saw a few episodes ago when a group of men with Asgardian tools attacked her, and one of them tried to stab her with a drill and extract her blood. So we are finally, yes, finally, I say because this is the end of the episode, and we finally get a glimpse, a tease of the big bad guy of the series. We are on episode 6. This series is supposed to be 9 episodes, I think, according to Google, who sees all and knows all. 9 episodes. We are in episode 6, so we have 3 episodes to finish telling the whole plot of this series. Because in 6 episodes, nothing has happened. Nothing. All we have is that Jennifer became She-Hulk and that she got her job at the law firm, and that Titania is one of her antagonists, but again, I don't think that Titania is involved with all this high-tech spying and experimenting. But the point is, it's episode 6, and we still, and just now we have a glimpse of the actual antagonist of this series. I mean, and who are they? Are they Oscorp, as I theorized on episode, 2, 3, 4? I don't remember. When Jennifer got attacked by this group of men and they are in their van after failing in their attack. And one of them says, we fail, Oz is not going to be happy, so I am assumed as Oz in Osborn. But, so what, is this a Oscorp secret laboratory? Stalking on Jennifer and trying to experiment with her blood? Or is it maybe AIM? Advanced Intelligence, something, I don't remember what AIM means, but whatever. So what, is this supposed to be AIM? Maybe, I don't know. Hydra is Hydra still a thing? So but even then, it's just a glimpse at the big bad guy of this series, who is supposed to be the antagonist pulling the strings from the shadows, looming menacingly over She-Hulk, and we know nothing. It's episode 6. This series is supposed to be 9 episodes. We have just 3 episodes left to cram the whole story into one. And let me remind you that that plot that has to be squeezed in 3 episodes is not just the revelation of the main antagonist of the series and what their evil plan is and how they are defeated in the final battle, in the climax of the series. We also have to resolve Jennifer self-discovery and self-affirmation arc. We have to do something with the Superhuman law firm. We have to do something with Titania. We have to finish the never-ending quest of Jennifer's failed love and sex life. Oh, this is awful. When I started this channel, as you, if you are for the 27 people subscribe to my channel, and for whoever is watching this, if you go to the description of my channel, you will see that I start my greeting for everyone seeing my channel as beauty and freedom and beauty to everyone. There is nothing beautiful in this series. Nothing. This is the Technomage signing off. Thank you for watching. I will see you on the next episode. Goodbye.